G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to part 2 of this unknown radio. We're pretty sure this is a home-built radio, so if you wasn't, if you didn't see part 1 of this up here in the corner, I don't know, they're about there, and go back and have a look at this thing. This is pretty hectic, so yes, I've sort of want to get right into this now. This is not going to beat me. No way. We've got a couple of leads here for the field coil. Yes, it's a field coil speaker, guys. There it is. Okay. And there's our transformer, the 2 wires, and this is how it was. 2 wires for the transformer. Yeah. And, well, this blob, I suppose, joining the HTs together or something there. 1 for the transformer, 1 for the coil. I don't know. We'll sort that out. That's not the main issue. The issue has been getting this going. Now, I want to make this a little bit of a project. This is not a restoration. This is just a project to get this thing going as a good little AM radio. There's no reason why this thing can't perform fairly well. Won't perform real well on shortwave because I've ripped the band switch out of it. Most of the contacts on the band switch weren't connected. And yes, the contacts, well, I don't know where it is, laying around here, we'll have a look at it. They were virgin contacts. They hadn't been soldered. So this thing has never worked on shortwave. Even though it had shortwave coils, nothing was hooked up to the band switch. So I only want AM on this. So that little hole will be plugged up on the cabinet and never existed. I don't want to see any shortwave stuff on this. I'm no good at bloody shortwave stuff. Medium wave, yeah, it's great, but shortwave, no. Now, what I'm going to do is take the whole dial assembly off, which sort of just sits there. It's a disc, and as you can see, it just rotates the tuning cap. Okay, not a very hard assembly, really. And yes, there's a dial cord here, but the dial cord is all part of this front assembly. You can take this whole thing off, do the dial cord, put it on here, and just bolt it back on with 2 little nuts down here. Pretty easy, and slide it into the tuning gang. Well, I think that's how it all works. I'm pretty sure, because on the tuning gang, we've got a couple of screws down there. You can probably see one there. And if I keep going, this, well, nearly. I'll bring my light down a bit. It doesn't make much difference. But anyway, they're in there. You can see them there, the 2 screws. That slides off. This comes out. And, well, this is a whole assembly. This looks pretty easy. Real easy. But I want to clean all this up. I want this sparkling. This is now a project. It's not a restoration. It's not a refurb or anything. It's, let's get it going. Let's make something out of this poor little thing. Now, yes, I've been in underneath and, well, there's a hole here where the oscillator coil was and, well, the band switch. There's not much left in here. Up the top, up here, look at this turnout. Like, honestly, there's a tie there, and yeah, you move this around a couple of times, and this is going to break off, and you're going to have a real problem here. So, new flex, new everything. Up here, yes, I've taken these couple of caps that was over to these floating points over here, this one and this one for your HTs. This one is HT1, this is HT2. What an awful arrangement that is. There's a tag strip going in here There's obviously one right here. I might put a longer tag strip here and just up in here. One end of it for the mains and the other end for a couple of caps, and fit them neatly in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to tidy up the whole thing. Down in the oscillator section, there was a capacitor that was on the oscillator coil, so he was actually attached to the ground and sitting up like that. That's fine, but we'll redo the points. There's some pretty ordinary soldering in here, and well, because I would say the soldering iron that this person used just wasn't hot enough for most of this soldering to the chassis. And it's blobs of solder onto the chassis. I've given it a little bit of a clean up as well. Like, it's not too bad to work on now. At least I've got some space in here that I can work on this oscillator. I want to get this working here. But I thought, well, let's give it a bit of a clean up. Let's get rid of the front panel here so that it's easier to work on. Okay, that's about all I can tell you for the catch up at the moment. If we look down, yeah, things like this arrangement here. Look at this. What's the go with that wire there? Obviously a bypass cathode bypass probably. But this, my God, yeah, it comes over here and sits on top of a screw as far as the ground. That'll be changed. That'll be ground point over here somewhere, and just ground things close to the valve, not over here with this arrangement. That's not the best. This is not the best floating in midair. It needs a tag strip. It needs not a piece of copper rod. It needs a wire going from over there to the tag strip as far as the HT. Guys, that's what I'm up against. I hope you follow along with this, because this, to me now, is a project that, yeah, it'll take some time. It's a bit like the Breville. But I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to get it going really nice. It's going to sound good. And then we'll have to get someone, I don't know who, with a 3D printer. David, maybe. I won't mention too many names at the moment. We'll just have to print a 3D escutcheon for the dial and just present it a bit nicely. Okay, yes, it won't have shortwave. It will have AM, and well, you could stick Bluetooth in it. Is it necessary? Well, not much AM around. I do have an AM transmitter here, but not everyone has an AM transmitter. I don't know whether I'll probably keep this as a project. So yes, I might consider Bluetooth, and I may even put a Bluetooth switch in here. That might be the go, mightn't it? And that way, we can use our original little knob on there. Yeah, that might be the go. All right, I'll be back soon, and we'll strip more out of this and remove the valves, remove the front panel here, and yeah, clean it all up so that it's a little bit easier to work on. Right, that makes it a bit easier, but we're going to make it a heap easier. Right now I'm going to take the valves out, okay, 5 valves, and I'm taking the egg slicer off. Now, tuning capacitor, that's got to go into the ultrasonic machine to be cleaned up. Lots of rust and dirt, and the same on the chassis here. I'm going to clean all this up. Actually, this is probably going about things the wrong way. I'm going to clean it all up in the hopes that we get all this going. I'm pretty sure we'll get it going. So it's only a matter of the oscillator coil that's a bit unknown. And now that we can work on it a bit easier, yeah, we'll get this going. I'm fairly confident. But I want to work on this and get rid of stuff like, you know, what's in here. So the aerial wire's got to go, the power cable has to go, and this thing, okay? So trace what wires go where with this. Obviously, well, you sort of know, but this one here tucks in with, obviously, the hot side of the field coil. I'm not sure. The speaker's got to be tidied up a bit. It's got another crack in it here, which, well, you can see that. Yeah, that's going to have a little bit of support there. The speaker itself is otherwise is all okay. It's just a few small cracks. Obviously, the cardboard is very brittle at the moment. Little bit of gasket here to fix up. So this thing, yeah, fix it up, but remove it from the radio, remove the power cord, everything off it. That way we start from scratch, and, well, that'll be the easier way of getting back into this. I mean, it doesn't work anyway. I'm quite certain we'll get this going one way or the other. And as well as that, every day I learn something more about these kit radios. Okay, the types of coils they used, and where they came from. Yes, Kingsley did supply them. They were also made by a couple of other companies that Kingsley sold. So yeah, we'll blunder through it as we go. As I said, this is a project. It's no longer a resurrection. It's no longer resuscitation. It's no longer restore. It's a project that we're going to get this thing going. Righto, guys, I'll strip the rest, give you a look, and then it could be a little while till the next part, because I'll obviously put it aside for a little bit while I do other work here, and we'll come back to it every now and again and do our little bit with it. Yes, well, I've got the dial off. Yeah, that's probably the best part. Here's the dial mechanism. I didn't record all this, but I will be recording it, putting it back together just to show you how it was. Yeah, it was just filthy dirty. It's grease all over everything. Yeah, filthy. And yeah, and then this little fellow that turns this wheel. Yeah, all that works okay anyway. It's a lot better than what the Breville was. So that's working nicely. There's a dial pointer here with a little bit of leftover dial cord on it. All these are going to go into the ultrasonic machine. I've got a few things in there at the moment. So, and well, we're down to this. And yeah, nice and clean under there. Yeah, fairly grotty here. I can't leave it like that, guys. This has got to be cleaned up. Transformer, very, very rusty on the bells. So I'm yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. It's coming off. Okay, there's only 6.3 HT and AC in, so it's a very simple arrangement. Take it off and do the job properly. I won't be taking the IF cans out. They can stay as is, and we'll try and clean them where they are. But, yeah, okay, well, that's it so far. I'll bring you back when I've just got a little bit more done. Yes, there's the transformer. We got him out. Okay, pretty easy to take out. I mean, there's only a couple of windings, and the people beforehand have actually labelled it, which I pointed out in a previous video. So, not real good, but we will label that a little bit better when it goes back. 5 volts there, as you can see, and that's our HT. So that's those two windings there. And this one, well, 240 volts, our mains in, which I think is those fellas, and these two heavy ones are our 6.3, and that's all there is to this. So we're going to pull this apart and totally strip this of paint and just repaint it. It looks pretty ordinary. I want this to look nice when it's done. Yes, this is not a restoration of originality, which brings me to the next point. Here's our chassis. And yeah, that's not real good, is it? That's not real good at all. I'm not very impressed with that. She's pretty ordinary. So, are we going to clean this up back to the black crinkle paint that was on it originally? Or should I paint this a different colour? Like aluminium? Like, I don't know, green? Tasma green? Or something along those lines. We're keeping the transformer as black, but should this remain black? I'd like to hear your comments in there. This is not going back as an original radio. This is just a modified radio, an old piece of gear, a kit to get going and say, well, there she is, we rebuilt it. We look in the back and think, wow, that looks great. So yeah, I'd like your opinion. I'm not sure, but as I said, it's not an original. So, yeah, our Kingsley coils, our IF cans, they'll be just cleaned up and polished up a bit as aluminium. They stay as is. Okay, we've got a ground point there for our goat shield on, I think it's our 6U7 or something. I'm not sure which valve that is. 6A8? Might be the 6A8. But they're, what should it be, guys? Got to put a grommet in here. And, well, as I mentioned earlier, probably a tag strip along here somewhere to mount the HT, this gear here, probably a longer tag strip, just to make it nice and neat and, well, safe up this end. I've taken off that rubbish that was up here, and I'm not going to take too much more off. I'll lose track of where I'm up to. But I have videoed it, but I'm not taking you through every single step that I do. You can see what I'm doing. So there we go, guys. So I'll put an end to this first part, well, not an introduction, but a let's pull it apart radio, and let's see how nice we can get it, how neat we can get it going. Okay. Volume pot and tone pot haven't checked yet, but they appeared to be all working when there was noise coming out of this. It might be the last time the noise ever comes out of this. I'm not real sure, just looking under there. But anyway, also a trick here, when I take those apart, pretty easy to identify the mains anyway, but put these, the bell housing here, back on the same the same side of the transformer, because they will swap around and go on either side. I'll be marking them on the inside anyway. So, yeah, this will look nice when it's all prettied up and black. Okay, up to you guys. Do we keep the crinkle, which is sort of only just? It'll probably be light sand and just paint over what's here. I'm not going to strip it back or anything, but yeah, I'd love your ideas on this, and well, if you like following it, would be good. Okay, so there you go, guys. Love some comments, as I said. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, or and hit the all button on the little bell, and it'll notify you when I put the next one of these or the next one up. That's about it. Other than that, another valve radio coming up. We better get stuck into some vintage gear after my CD epidemic there. I don't need any more of those just at the moment. So we'll do another valve radio. We'll have a look at it and work out what it is. It might be, well, I don't know. I'll have a look around. We'll see what we can find. Something interesting. Okay, guys. Until next time. And what's this? Part 3? Part 4 of this little fella. We'll catch us then. Okay. Bye for now.